Hello and welcome to Top Stories today. A total of 25,679 inmates were sentenced to non-custodial services in the Federal Capital Territory in 5 years, the Nigerian Correctional Service revealed. Western leaders, the UN and rights group have joined a chorus of criticisms of Hong Kong's new security law, saying it further erodes freedoms. Interim Super Eagles coach Finidi George is optimistic that the team will make the best of the current FIFA break as he coaches the team for the first time in 2 friendly games against Ghana and Mali in Morocco on Friday and next Tuesday. Welcome to News Hour on TV Sapiencia with me, Chioma Victor, the news in full. A total of 25,679 inmates were sentenced to non-custodial services in the Federal Capital Territory in 5 years. The Nigerian Correctional Service revealed this recently. The introduction of the non-custodial component into the operations of the NCOS was a breakthrough of the NCOS Act 2019, which established the Nigerian Non-Custodial Service under Part 2, providing for its functions, a power to make regulations and guidelines, and allowing for parole, probation, community service, restorative justice measures, and any other custodial measures. The Non-Custodial Service Directorate is present in the 6 area councils of the FCT to carry out any of the measure as decided by a competent court of jurisdiction. Away from that story, we move to Abia State, where the State House of Assembly yesterday, Tuesday, passed a bill to stop the payment of pensions to former governors and their deputies in the state. It is entitled a Bill HAB 11 for a law to revoke the Abia State Governors and Deputy Governors Pensions Law number 4 of 2001 and for other matters connected therewith. It was sponsored by Mr. Uchenna Okoro, the majority leader and member representing Arochukwu State constituency. The Speaker, Mr. Emmanuel Emeruwa, announced the passage of the bill after its second reading consideration at the Committee of the Whole and its 3rd reading during the day's plenary. Emeruwa, while congratulating members, said the bill would reduce the state's governance expenses and redirect resources towards development. The Senate yesterday mandated its committees on Army, Navy and Air Force to liaise with the military for a thorough investigation of the gruesome killings of 17 officers and men of the Nigerian Army in Okwama community, Bamadi local government area of Delta State. The 4 military officers and 13 soldiers were said to have gone to the Okwama community on a peacekeeping mission when they were slain by hoodlums last week Thursday. In honoring the memories of the deceased military men of the 181 Amphibious Battalion, the Senate held a minute silence for them but rejected a motion to do the same for civilian casualties. This was just as the Senate President Godswill Abia, who is from Akwa Ibom State, opined that the killers of the military men might be mercenaries from outside the Niger Delta. Away from the story, the federal government will today meet with the leadership of the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities and the Non-Academic Staff Union of Universities and Allied Institutions. The national president of SANU, Mohammed Ibrahim, in a message on Tuesday said, SANU and NASU already commenced a 7-day nationwide strike, which started on Monday to protest the refusal of the federal government to release their 4 months' salaries withheld by the federal government in 2021 because they embarked on a strike. The government of the then President Muhammadu Buhari withheld the salaries, insisting on the principle of no work, no pay. We are following up on the story and we will keep updating you. The Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dr. Dele Alake, has affirmed the resolve of the federal government to foreclose the acquisition of mining licenses by prospective investors without requisite plans for local value addition. Alake also stated that the government's stance now prohibits the exportation of mineral resources such as lithium, gold and similar commodities. Instead, these minerals must undergo processing within Nigeria, fostering increased value and local benefits for the communities where they are sourced. A statement by the Special Assistant on Media, Shegun Tomari, said the minister gave the commitment while playing host to members of the House Committee on Solid Minerals on an oversight visit to the ministry in Abuja. According to him, the government has also finalized plans to incorporate a new security outfit with the existing structure of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps to secure the nation's natural resources through the infusion of technology and specialized training. The Corps Marshal Federal Road Safety Corps, Abia, has again warned truck drivers to desist from loading humans on top of goods in their trailers, noting that this action poses a danger to such humans and other road users. A statement on Tuesday yesterday by FRSC spokesman Jonas Agu said the Corps Marshal gave the warning against the backdrop of a road crash on the Abuja-Kaduna Expressway, which claimed 10 lives on Monday night. The statement was titled, Corps Marshal Abia condemns use of trailers to convey passengers, steps up enforcement/engagement against preventable fatalities on roads. According to Agu, the Monday night crash involved a trailer conveying 172 passengers. Moving things along, President Bola Tinubu on Tuesday transmitted a letter to the National Assembly praying it to pass a new bill seeking to provide new salaries and allowances for judicial officers across the country. The letter was actually read at the plenary by the Speaker, Abbas Tajuddin, on Tuesday. The proposed law seeks to prescribe salaries and allowances as well as other fringe benefits for judicial officers. Recall that there has been agitation for an improvement in the salaries, allowances and other welfare packages of judicial officers in the country in recent times. The executive bill forwarded by the President was titled A Bill for an Act to prescribe the salaries, allowances and fringe benefits of judicial office holders in Nigeria and for related matters. The President later titled Transmission of the Judicial Office Holders' Salaries and Allowances, etc. That's the bill 2024 was dated March 19, 2024. Away from that, the federal government has promised to give the Nigerian Port Authority necessary backing to address the factors responsible for the underutilization of ports and other national assets at the eastern part of the country. Minister of Marine and Blue Economy Adeboyega Oyetola disclosed a federal government's resolve yesterday in Rivers State in his address at the commissioning of 4.8-kilometer road D project and marine craft at One Complex. Oyetola said the road infrastructure constructed by the NPA and the mooring boats were another testament to the commitment of the ministry under his watch to maximize the entire gamut of opportunities in the maritime sector. The minister said the 6 mooring boats are used to save berth and unberth vessels was a federal government a way of further enhancing the security and safety of the maritime space. The 26.6-kilometer Amansi Ntoko Ndukwenu Awa Ufuma Road here in Anambra State has been officially commissioned for public use. The road, which was commissioned in a brief ceremonies, was awarded and flagged off for construction by Governor Chukwuma Soludo in September 2022 and is very critical in his quest to make Anambra State a prosperous homeland. Governor Soludo and his entourage made stops at the various communities where the road crisscrossed and was received by a mammoth crowd who sang, danced, among other colorful displays to showcase their joy, while reminding the community members that the road was a major request they made during the gubernatorial election campaign. Governor Soludo assured that his administration will continue to prioritize needs with a view to delivering services to the people. The governor pointed out that a new city will emerge along the route, adding that the design of the city is already on course. Still in Anambra State, the Deputy Governor, Dr. Onyeka Bezim, has restated the commitment of the Professor Chukwuma Soludo-led administration towards youth engagement and development as a means of ending youth restiveness. The Deputy Governor stated this when he represented Governor Chukwuma Soludo at the Anambra State Polytechnic Mbako in Oka North Local Government area during the graduation ceremony of 150 Anambra youth trained in table fish production business sponsored by the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. Deputy Governor Ibezim, who described the administration of Professor Soludo as a government that is out to put smiles on the faces of the Anambra and end unemployment amongst the youth, said that the government will continue to create opportunities for youth in the state, and revealed that thousands of youths already trained in the state through the free skill acquisition training scheme are little compared to the number that are yet to be trained. Earlier, the President of ECOWAS Commission, Dr. Omar Ture, represented by the Commissioner for Economic Affairs and Agriculture, ECOWAS Commission, Mrs. Masanje Ture Lite, explained that the table fish production business training scheme is aimed at emancipating the teeming youths from the shackles of poverty and unemployment, as well as ensuring food security, promising that the Commission will do more in youth empowerment in Anambra State. Director of the Anambra State Polytechnic in Mbako, Dr. Njideka Chikeze, congratulated the graduates and charged them to be ambassadors of positive change in their various communities and states, as well as train more persons on the skill garnered. Away from Anambra State, Western leaders, the UN and rights groups have joined a chorus of criticisms of Hong Kong's new security law, saying it further erodes freedoms. Article 23, as it's known locally, was unanimously passed by the city's pro-Beijing parliament, targeting a range of offenses deemed treasonous. Officials say the law is essential for stability, but opponents called it a nail in the city's coffin. China has long pushed for the law and said smears by critics would fail. The new law allows for closed-door trials, gives the police rights to detain suspects for up to 16 days without charge, and penalties including life sentences, among others. Away from that, 7 sailors have died after a South Korean flagged tanker overturned off the west coast of Japan. Rescuers found 2 other crew members. One of them is conscious while the condition of the other is unknown, according to Japan's Coast Guard. They told international news. The Kenyang song capsized off Yamaguchi Prefecture after the crew radioed for help around 7:00, that's today, Wednesday, that's 22:00 GMT Tuesday. The search is still on for another 2 sailors who were on board. The ship was reportedly at anchor because of the stormy weather. No details of its cargo were immediately available. The vessel is described as an oil chemical tanker on shipping websites. The rescue operation has been taking place close to the city of Shimonoseki in the country's southwest. Winds measuring up to 54 kilometers, that's 33 miles per hour, were measured in the area today, Wednesday, that's specifically earlier today. News Hour Sports right now. Brazil's justice system today, Wednesday, will decide whether former Manchester City and Real Madrid striker Robinho will serve his 9-year rape sentence handed down by an Italian court in the South American country. Brazil's Superior Court of Justice will examine the Italian request to approve the prison sentence that was imposed in 2017 and ratified in 2022. Robson de Souza, popularly known as Robinho, remains free despite his conviction for being among a group of 6 men who gang-raped a young Albanian woman out celebrating her 23rd birthday at a Milan nightclub in 2013. Former Brazil international Robinho, who was actually playing his club football for AC Milan as at that time. We're following up on that story and we will keep updating you. Nigeria's national women's basketball team, the Tigers, Africa's sole representatives in the basketball event at the Paris 2024 Olympics, have been paired in Group B alongside Australia, Canada and France. The draw took place on Tuesday yesterday at the Patrick Baumann House of Basketball in Mayence, Switzerland, and was overseen by basketball icons Penny Taylor and NBA legend Carmelo Anthony. According to World Body FIBA, the Women's Olympic Basketball Tournament draw principles were determined by the world rankings along with geographical considerations. The 12 teams were divided into 4 ports. Each group consisted of a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 2 teams from Europe, while Africa, the Americas, Asia, and Oceania each have no more than 1 team per continent in each group. African champions, the Tigers, who are poised for a consecutive appearance after participating in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, were seeded in the pot 4 alongside Puerto Rico and Germany. Finally, in sport, interim Super Eagles coach Finidi George is optimistic that the team will make the best of the current FIFA break as he coaches the team for the first time in 2 friendly games against Ghana and Mali in Morocco on Friday and next Tuesday. Nigeria will take on Ghana in the first of the 2 friendlies on Friday at the Grand Stadium, the Marrakech, before taking on Mali 4 days later. The team's camp opened on Tuesday, that'll be yesterday, and the ex-international drilled 15 of the expected 23 players on ground in their training session, while Fenerbahce defender Bright Osai Samuel is the only player expected as at the time of filing this report on Tuesday. While he is also among the aspirants to replace the departed Portuguese coach Josep Peseiro, who left after the expiration of his contract earlier this month. Finidi is positive that the team will live up to the expectations of Nigerians in both games. All right, that'll be all for now on News Hour. A quick reminder of our top stories. We told you that a total of 25,679 inmates were sentenced to non-custodial services in the Federal Capital Territory in 5 years. That's according to Nigerian Correctional Service. They actually made the revelation yesterday. Western leaders, the UN and rights groups have joined a chorus of criticisms of Hong Kong's new security law, saying that it further erodes freedoms. On sports, interim Super Eagles coach Finidi George is optimistic that the team will make the best of the current FIFA break as he coaches the team for the first time in 2 friendly games against Ghana and Mali in Morocco on Friday and next Tuesday. On behalf of the entire editorial news and production crew, my name is Choma Vic-Chukwuemeka. Stay with us here on TV Sapienza. We have more news times. By 4 p.m. Nigerian time, I'll still be back here on News Hour. Kindly be security conscious, be on the alert. Do have a smashing time. See you by 4. Good afternoon.